Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Cam. First, sorry for the piano. There's a lesson happening out there right now. This week is my 2 months on team. Yesterday was 8 weeks, and 2 days from now will technically be like the 2-month mark if you're going by the date. So it is time for an update. As far as changes go, I don't really feel like there's been anything going on lately. Maybe like, I've always had hair on my lip, like, I mean, when I was in 6th grade, like, my brother, like, pointed out a picture of me and was like, or no, when I was in high school, my brother pointed out a picture of me in 6th grade and was like, well, why did you have a mustache? But I feel like maybe there's a little bit, like, here, which I never really noticed before, but it's very, very light, so nothing significant. My hair on my head is growing faster, which I find really strange. Nothing else is really changing. My body is like, you know, the same. Everything's the same. Haven't had my cycle come again yet, so it's been since January and nothing yet. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. As far as what I'm doing, I had kind of stopped pumping for a while. I'm back on that now, basically, once a day. Doing androctum at least twice a day. So, yeah, basically it's just still on my routine now. I've been having some problems though, as far as doctors go. Obviously I need to find a doctor here who can follow me. When I need to go and get like my levels checked and things like that, I need a doctor. I have not been able to find one. People who I've contacted, the doctors who I've contacted so far are like, well, one was like they don't even prescribe like I guess the only way you can get hormone is if they do it for you, and it's really expensive, like ridiculous. Like there's no reason for it to be as expensive as it is, really. And there's this service that I never knew about here, where they will the service that this organization provides is that they will help you find a doctor for whatever it is that you need actually in your area who speaks English, which you know, I think is good, particularly for a doctor that I haven't met yet. It just makes it a little bit easier if I need to switch to English so that I can. So I got in contact with them, and over a few days of corresponding, the only thing that they were able to find for me is a clinic that sees people for GID 1 day per month. And they told me this on the day that it was already taking place for March. The next time is going to be on April 26th, which is on the day that I work, and it will be impossible for me to go. So that's not good, obviously. There is this Dutch doctor who has his own practice here, one of the like few non-Japanese doctors who actually have their own practice in Japan. And I spoke to a nurse there, and supposedly he does specialize in endocrinology amongst other things. Supposedly he sees people for gender things, but he's really expensive because he's not Japanese. But you know what? I mean, if I have to have a doctor, so if that's what I have to do, then that's what I'm gonna have to do. So I'm gonna look into setting up an appointment there. I've also contemplated like getting back in contact with my previous doctor, because he does like online prescription, to see if I can set that up with him, but it still doesn't help me as far as having somebody following me here goes. And if I do start seeing somebody new, somebody who speaks English fluently, and has some outside perspective, not only perspective as a medical practitioner, but as a Japanese medical practitioner, I might have more success in actually getting a lower dose and not having to, like, you know, split the dose myself. So I'm working on that. That is a work in progress. else did I want to tell you guys? As far as like passing and stuff goes, I guess that's actually going pretty well. Because for example, I had my first event of this district last week, Thursday, I think, and the like this particular group's leader knew who I was, like had pictures of me, had information on me, had my profile and things like that, and yet met me and asked if I was male or female. And there were some kids at the party who refused to believe that I was not male. So that was fantastic. So that's going pretty well, I would have to say. At the very least, I know a lot of people are not sure about how to perceive me, which is a place that I'm comfortable in. I'm very comfortable that way. But you know, now as far as passing and stuff goes, now weather is starting to get warmer. Like going out even just like this on these days down here in Japan, in this area of Japan at least, is quite warm. I don't mind yet, so obviously with wearing clothes that are not as loose fitting and not wearing as many layers, I'm trying to get on getting a binder. As far as like STPs go, I might have mentioned this, that Lex actually got me one as a gift. It was supposed to be a surprise, but she told me. She's waiting for it to come in the mail so that she can send it to me, which I appreciate greatly. There's that. I haven't really been able to work out as much as I would like to. I have been able to work out some, which is more than I really could do before. I'm going to the gym tomorrow, which I'm excited about, and I already have plans to go this weekend as well. But I need to start doing some more things at home. I noticed that you guys have never actually, I'm always like sitting down, I noticed you guys have never actually seen like my build. So yeah, I mean, this is me. I'm a long-legged person. I have a short torso. Pretty small in the chest area. I'm pretty straight, kind of like my waist does not really cinch in. My ribs and the bottom of my rib cage and the top of my like hip bone are really super close together. Like generally, if I bend over just a little bit, they touch. So I don't really have that much of a waist. It's pretty like straight up and down, not entirely, but maybe more than most female-bodied people. So I'm lucky as far as that goes. But I have a lot, like, I don't have really fat on my hips or anything like that, but I have a lot of muscle in my legs, and pretty developed glutes, and then I have just, that thin layer of overall fat that, it just is there. But it's like, I've never really had, like, a lot of fat on my body. So, but yeah, as far as, like, muscle, upper body, muscle development, things like that go, I'm working on it. But, yeah, and again, I don't bite yet, unfortunately. But this is what I look like. I'm not particularly, like, built right now, because I'm not working out properly, but, so this is where I'm at right now. I've always been fine as far as, like, muscle development goes, but I've always had problems putting on mass. And it's not necessarily that I want to get, like, super huge or anything, but I would like to have some more mass, compared to what I have now. And I have one big story for you guys. I have kind of unintentionally outed myself to some of my family thanks to my YouTube channel. On Sunday morning, I checked my tablet, checked my email, and I see an email from a family member who, I don't really ever talk to anybody in my family regularly, like not even my mom and my brother. It just said, we need to talk, and I was like freaking out to Lex and to my best friend, like, oh my god, she knows. how did she know? And I was like, you know, being told not to overreact. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna freak out. I also had a speech to do that day for work. I was working on a Sunday. And to do this speech in front of a ton of people in English and Japanese, so I was just already like a little bit anxious and just like, ugh, I didn't need that. So I go, I'm like, okay, what do you need to talk about? She's like, I'll email you tomorrow. Do all my work. I'm still learning what's going on. And then the next day, I read my email and she's like, I get this huge thing about basically like I know about your videos and your like your transition, you're taking hormone pills and it's a cry for attention and all this stuff. And I'm just like, oh, how did you come across my videos? Turns out, 3 people in my family know about my videos. One of the other of those 3 informed this particular individual who confronted me about it. So I still don't know how they came across my channel, but it hasn't like blown up yet, and I don't necessarily know this is going to blow up, but this has become something that I am basically being forced to deal with right now, more or less. Like I can't put it off anymore. So, yeah, fun stuff. Other than that, I guess life is pretty normal. I work. I'm not super busy yet, but I'm gonna be crazy busy after this month. Like ridiculously busy. Like I'm gonna be in the office 3 days next month because I'm traveling that much. So, but I'm gonna do my best to keep up with the updates. Gonna do my best to get in with that doctor. And yeah, I'll just do my best to let you guys know what's going on. Also, if you have not seen, Lex and I did do a video together recently. It's on her channel. I could not host the video on my computer, so she hosted it. Just kind of talking about things up until this point. Not focused on like relationship things like our first one was, just things in general. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say for the time being. Gonna get off before somebody like comes in and is like, why do you have a tripod on the table? And it's pretty loud anyway. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks to everybody for your support. Actually, after this, I need to check and see who I need to do shoutouts to because there's a lot of you who've been commenting a lot, and I want to give you shoutouts as you deserve. So, how about I do that now? Alright, I have my shoutouts ready. Of course, first and foremost, I have to give a shout out to Lex, for her support always and for putting up with me and just doing everything that she does. She does all sorts of research and, you know, does her own videos and talking to people and networking and just all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I really appreciate everything that she does. Grayson, I'm glad that we're finally getting to talk more often. Yeah, 24 Grayson X is his channel. He's got awesome perspective and just a really cool person, really insightful, and I relate to a lot of his videos, so it's nice to see his perspective being represented, to see that perspective being represented. And I forgot to mention also, Lex's channel is A32 Indigo 1. Eli, of course, one of the first people, probably the first person that I really connected with in this whole journey. Mr. Elisha 26, fantastic videos, a lot of insight and a lot of positivity. So yeah, Andy McKeever 12 always comments and is really supportive. I really appreciate it. So yeah, as far as I know, he doesn't actually post any videos, but still, very welcome presence among the community, in my opinion. Alex, I just wanted to also thank you for commenting. I like your videos and I look forward to seeing where your transition's going. Jay Smith, same thing. Thank you very much for commenting. Thank you very much for your support. Shimon 2K, likewise. Also been watching your videos more lately, and you have such an amazing story and such a unique perspective that you're sharing, and I really do appreciate the fact that you put it out there. LBC, yeah, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but the channel is only one me, 2124. Again, thanks for sharing. It's good. We've gone through some similar things at some points, like the water retention thing was crazy. So yeah, I enjoy watching your videos and I appreciate your support. And Edgar Allan Poe, definitely appreciate your support. And I enjoy checking out your channel as well. So yeah, obviously I know some of these guys better than others, or some of these people better than others, I should say. But I appreciate all the support, and there are more people as well who I would like to acknowledge, but don't want to go overboard in this one video. There's time in the future. There will be more. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for now. Again, thank you guys for watching, and take care.